this, we are going to draw two different shapes. One of them is a triangle and one of them is any old quadrilateral. So we've got a triangle and we got any quadrilateral. It doesn't have to be square, it doesn't have to be a rectangle, it could be anything at all. Because we are talking about two things. The first thing is interior angles. And interior angles are just like they sound, the angles that are inside the shape. The angles that are inside the shape. Let's say I've got a 1, and a 2, and a 3. These are the interior angles. This maybe has 1, 2, 3, 4. And the thing with this is this. Here's two things to know. The sum of the interior angles of every triangle is 180 degrees. Which means this: if I take angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3, I get 180 degrees. Which means, if you know this, let's say you've got a right triangle, and you know that this is 35 degrees, you can figure out what degrees that angle there is. How can I figure that out? Because if it's a right triangle, I know this angle has to be how many degrees? 90. So I have 90 degrees and I have 35 degrees. I have 125 degrees right now. Every triangle has to have 180 degrees, so how would I figure out, Charlie, how many degrees this angle is?
Subtract 90 from 30.
Subtract who from what? I know this has to add up to 180 degrees, and I know I have 125 degrees, so to find the answer I would
You subtract 180 from 100.
well, I'm subtracting 125 degrees from 180, which would give me 55 degrees. Because 55 degrees plus 35 degrees plus 90 gives me the 180 degrees that the triangle is there. And of course you're asking yourself, what does that have to do with quadrilaterals? Well, ladies and gentlemen, here's what you need to know about quadrilaterals. And you should know this because if you think about another quadrilateral that we do know, a square, guess how many degrees if you add up all the interior angles of a quadrilateral, any quadrilateral. The sum of the interior angles of any quadrilateral, John, is
360 degrees.
right, 360 degrees. Because if you had a square, it'd be 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus 90, which is 360 degrees. So, if I knew that this was 70 degrees, and I knew that this was 80 degrees, and I knew that this was 92 degrees, how could I figure out what angle 3 is? Ethan Malis, what would I do?
Add them all together and subtract by 360.
There you go. I would take 92 plus 80 plus 70. What is that? 15, 242 degrees. I know I have to have 360 degrees, so I take my 242 away from that, and I get 811. I know that angle 3 has to be 118 degrees. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the wonderful world of geometry. And by the way, in the book, when they want you to talk about degrees of measuring degrees, they will put the little letter M. I should have, when I did this, I should have said the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle 3 equals 180 degrees. If you see that little M up there, you know, the measure of angle 3 equals 118 degrees. That is how we show that we're talking about. And then last but not least, we have to throw this out here at you. If we have interior angles, we also have what are called exterior angles. And this would be what exterior angles are. If, and I don't think they even asked anything about it, but we might as well. If you continue on this line right here, this is called an exterior angle. And if I keep this one going up here, this is an exterior angle. If I kept going here, this is an exterior angle. And since you are sixth graders and we talked about this before, what can you tell me about an exterior angle and its interior angle? They are, what's that?
Supplementary.
Yeah, so if this was 75 degrees, you know that the exterior angle would have to be 180 degrees minus 75 degrees, 105 degrees, because they form a straight line. They are supplementary. But I don't think the book actually asks you a whole lot about that, does it? Do you see it there?
Yes.
Where?
In our homework, it's problem number 24.
Did you do problem number 24?
No, I just look ahead at the lesson and just like
Oh,
look at the problems and see if there's anything new.
that's wise on your part, John. But that is true. They will ask you that. You just know that they're supplementary. Haven't heard about it.